Good morning. I'm Tammy Long Hayward. This is the State Court of Clayton County. This is the arraignment calendar for February 25th of 2025. I'm going to call the calendar, and when I do, please, if you are an attorney, respond on behalf of your client, but I do need to know that they are present. Okay, on the arraignment calendar, the first person I have is Michael Thomas Brassfield. I have Sharice Challenger as the attorney.
And it appears that I'm not sure if there's a comment has been filed from the attorney, Your Honor, but it says 217.
Oh, I do have a waiver.
Okay.
Filed on February 4th.
Okay.
All right. So on the jail calendar, first case on the calendar is John Abgitamike.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Abgitamike. He hasn't come up yet. I have made some progress trying to get him seen in the jail. And so if he comes up today, if he gets up here, I'll maybe have a further announcement, but we're not opposed to another continuance just to hopefully have what's been working in the jail possibly take further effect, Judge.
Okay. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll continue to next week. Quentin Allen Bonds.
Judge, we're going to plead not guilty today.
All right. Cameron Leon Brooks.
Judge, we're going to plead not guilty today.
All right. Jakayla Rashelia Bryant.
Judge, I believe the state transferred that case.
Yeah, I was going to say I signed a transfer order. All right, Gonzalez Romero Hambrick.
Judge, we were going to do a negotiated plea today. However, my understanding is he's on the calendar for March 4th for some other cases. And given his situation, I think it would make sense to resolve those cases together. And especially based on the recommendation that I've been provided, I would ask if we could just go ahead and put everything on the March 4th calendar if the state has no objection.
All right, so we'll continue this to the March 4th calendar for a global resolution. Kevin Marquise Hill.
Judge, I believe that will be a negotiated plea. I just would like if Ms. Hagler could just confirm what the recommendation is. I had a question about whether I accurately represented it to my client.
Okay, please stand by. I'll respond to your text, Attorney Lynch.
You do on the chat. I'm just
okay.
Okay.
All right, Tyrone DeAndre Hughes.
Good morning, Judge Cameron Sleeve for Mr. Tyrone Hughes. We're going to plead not guilty, and we also need to be heard on bond today.
All right. Anything from the state?
Your Honor, the state will request counsel. I'm not sure if there was a motion for bond filed. It appears to be a victim case in this matter.
And Your Honor, the motion for bond has been filed in this case. So I did see that in the file.
All right, we ready?
Your Honor, the state is ready.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so this is the matter of Tyrone DeAndre Hughes, 2025 CR 01326. Mr. Hughes is before the court on battery, family violence, count 1, battery, count 2, simple battery, family violence, count 3, simple battery, count 4, cruelty to children. Mr. Hughes is entering a not guilty plea per his attorney, Cameron Salih. Mr. Salih has filed and requested a bond motion this morning. The state is ready. Mr. Salih is ready. Let's go forward with the bond motion.
Yes, Judge. So Mr. Hughes has spent all 39 years of his life in Georgia, primarily in Fulton County. He works as an independent contractor, kind of like a work for hire position. He's actually recently married to the alleged victim in the case, and they co-parent a daughter together. They recently purchased a home together as well. So before we were hired on the case, over a month ago, on January 19th, he was initially denied bond, even though all the charges are misdemeanors. I believe it was because he is currently on felony probation. After reaching out,
1710-1, 1761 or 1710-1. They can deny bond if there's a probation or parole.
yes, Judge. So he is on felony probation. After reaching out with his probation officer, they have not issued a probation warrant. There is no hold. He does not, the probation officer does not intend on placing a hold on Mr. Hughes. If he does place a hold on Mr. Hughes or he issues a probation warrant, Mr. Hughes is instructed to turn himself in immediately. The alleged victim, I believe, also spoke with the victim advocate in the solicitor's office, and contact is desired amongst both parties. So today we are asking for a no violent contact and the bond to be set at $500 for the remaining charges. I believe the cruelty to children bond was actually granted at $1,500.
Okay, so you're asking for a $500 bond for each of the remaining 4 charges, which would make the bond $2,000 plus the $1,500 bond already set for cruelty to children. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge, with the no violent contact stipulation.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, Ms. Hagler.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is asking that you deny the defendant's bond. As you did hear, the defendant is currently on felony probation for aggravated assault. Based on my GCIC, it shows that he's on felony probation in Fulton County, so not in another jurisdiction. Also based on the seriousness of this incident, specifically the defendant knocked the victim's tooth out of her mouth. And the fact that they have been called to the home on several occasions. This isn't the first time that they've been called to the home. We do want to make sure that we do protect the victim and her safety, as well as the community as well. And so for those reasons, the state is asking you to deny the defendant's bond. If the court is inclined to give a bond, the state would be asking you to set a bond in the amount of $100,000. Thank you.
Honestly, Mr. Salih, knocking somebody's tooth out can be also charged as an ag battery, if I remember correctly from my magistrate days. I'm not inclined to do a no violent or harassing contact in this case. It'll remain no contact, and the bond is going to be $5,000 each for the remaining charges.
Understood, Judge.
Yeah, you hit the lead on that one. He's on felony probation for aggravated assault. Yeah. So the bond will be $21,500 total for the 5 charges. There's to be no contact with either the daughter or the alleged victim in this case. Mr. Hughes, let me make it real clear, because I'm real serious about this. If you were to have contact in violation of the bond conditions, you could be rearrested, have your bond revoked, remain in jail until your charges are resolved. You could also be charged with additional misdemeanors and felonies, including the felony of aggravated stalking, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Please don't make me repeat myself.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office.
And Judge, that's all. Pardon me. That's all I have today. May I be excused?
All right, Hasana Denise Isabel.
Judge, that's going to be a negotiated plea, my understanding. I haven't spoken to her this morning, but I did speak to her last night. If we could just do that last, or the females last, but but that'll be negotiated plea today.
All right, Star Day, Michelle Mosley.
Negotiated plea.
Jerome Presley.
Judge, he's logged on from Coweta County Prison. He does intend to resolve his case today. There's a slight, well,
Well, because I don't know how long he's gonna be able to log on, he's coming from another institution. Let's go ahead and resolve him now.
yeah, and that's what I want to do, Judge. Ms. Ponder, could you please text me the recommendation? I know
So I did look into that information for you. Attorney Lynch, it doesn't appear that he has any other cases that we see on the CPA.
Okay.
Does he
I
have an
understand.
alias that we can look up?
Look, I may have been mistaken. If we could just get this case resolved, and
Okay.
I know you told me the recommendation earlier. I appreciate that. If you could just give it to me in writing real quick so I can make it clear.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Would you like for me to send it in an email
Go
or
ahead
send
and
it
text me,
in the
please.
chat?
You can just text me.
Okay, I'll text you right now.
All
Judge,
right,
I'll just request a breakout room with Mr. Presley in just a moment so I can
okay.
make sure he understands what's going on. But we have discussed this previously. There was just a slight issue with restitution that was brought to my attention, so I just need to kind of explain.
Okay, that's fine. Have we spoken with Miss Brianna Marie Riley? She's a petition.
Judge, is Ms. Riley present?
She's on Zoom. I'm hearing she's on Zoom. There she is. All right, do you need a breakout room with Miss Riley?
Judge, I'm not sure if we've been appointed to represent Ms. Riley.
Well, it says Lister Holton Dennis. I don't know if y'all have come off the case, but if you haven't, I can appoint you. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well, we can do a breakout room whenever the appropriate time is, Judge.
All right. Deontay Swanigan.
Judge, that is a negotiated plea.
All right, so let me know what we're ready on. Do you want the breakout rooms now and then we can run through everything?
Sure, Judge, if I could.
Okay, so Jerome Presley first.
Yes, Judge, if you go ahead and put me in a breakout room with Mr. Presley.
All right, so Mr. Presley or whoever's assisting Mr. Presley, the invitation for the breakout room is going to pop up on the screen. But just activate the screen if you don't see it. And also to get out of the breakout room, just activate the screen and should have leave breakout room once you're ready to return. I'm going to put the courtroom in breakout room number 2. Mr. Presley will be in breakout room number 2. All right, the rooms are open. Ms. Riley, if you will hold on when Mr. Lynch comes out of the breakout room, then I'll give you all the opportunity to speak. Everyone else, please mute your device until we are done.
Your Honor.
Come on, Mr. Carmichael, she'll be on in a second.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Carmichael?
Hey, Your Honor, may I be placed in a breakout space with you?
Sure.
Just for a brief moment.
Find a breakout room.
So make sure next month you let me know whether or not we need to convert the time.
All right, breakout room number 3.
And Judge, we are ready to go forward on a plea for Mr. Presley. He may still be in the breakout.
One moment, Mr. Lynch. She's in the breakout room. She'll be back in a second.
Okay. Judge, we are ready to go forward on Mr. Presley's plea here. Just go ahead and put the other Isabel in as well. If you don't mind.
All right, Mr. Lynch, Mr. Presley, we ready to go forward?
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
All right, Ms. Hagler Presley, is that Ms. Ponder or Ms., I think this is Ms. Ponder.
It's my case, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so Mr. Presley, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Presley, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Jerome Presley, 2020 CR 05863. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. You're before this court for failure to yield the right of way. Count 1, driving on a suspended or revoked license. Count 2, hit and run with an accident. Count 3. Mr. Lynch, what is your prior plea to the offenses before the court?
Judge, we'd ask the court to take no pleas as to counts 1 and 2, and we'll enter a guilty plea as to count 3.
All right. By entering a plea of nolo to counts 1 and 2 and guilty to count 3, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And sir, if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On August the 5th, 2020, officers were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident on Terra Boulevard and Battle Creek Road when they made contact. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Your Honor. So on September the 5th, 2020, officers responded to Terra Boulevard and North Carter Drive, to a failure to yield to a right-of-way, a hit and run accident, and driving while license suspended. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with the victim in this case, later identified as Cindy Bautista. Yes, and it's spelled Cindy, last name Bautista, Bautista. Officers learned through their investigation that the defendant did fail to yield when he struck the victim's car, leaving the scene. There were damages of the vehicle. Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 60 days credit for time served, balance probated on the condition that the defendant pays restitution in the amount of $1,000. That's the restitution that the defendant had to pay for deductible. Those are the facts in the state's recommendation, Your Honor.
That's for count 3?
Right, for count.
So count 1 is the failure to yield, count 2 is the driving on a suspended or revoked license, and count 3 is the hit and run.
They will run concurrent, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
if I need to send any information to Ms. Wright regarding the victim's information, or if I need to send it to probation.
All right. So Mr. Lynch?
yes, Judge. So Mr. Presley has been trying to contact our office to get this case resolved for some time, and I do appreciate the Department of Prisons for making this happen. Judge, he does want to enter a negotiated plea. I just want to make it clear, and he's not necessarily disagreeing with the restitution amount recommended by the state. However, Mr. Presley has been continuously incarcerated since, I believe, 2022, not all with Clayton County. He is currently in prison in Coweta and does not have a specific release date. So he's not going to be able to report to probation anytime soon. I have instructed him that if he is, I think he may be eligible for an evaluation of his custody status in the not too distant future, but there's no guarantee that he's going to be released even within the sentence. But I have instructed him that if he is released, he needs to contact Clayton County Probation Office But as it stands now, he is in Coweta County Prison with no defined release date, based on my understanding, Judge. And I believe he did serve time on this on the front end to some degree, Judge. But you know,
Okay, so here's the problem. How does this run? So if he doesn't have a release date that is definite, then if he's put on probation, his probation is going to run. If it's suspended, I'm not sure what we tie it to. So I don't know when he's going to pay this $1,000 if we don't know when he's available to get out and begin probation.
and I understand that, Judge. You know, Mr. Presley certainly is here trying to take accountability, trying to get this case resolved. And, you know, he's accepted the state's recommendation, but if Your Honor has, can't change the fact that he's in custody, Judge. I mean, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
as far as asking for restitution, Judge, my understanding is that, well, I understand that that's what they're requesting.
I mean, Ms. Bautista is entitled to restitution if she was damaged as a result of the accident, but I don't know that y'all have thought this through, and I'm not sure that the sentence does what y'all want it to do. If you want her to be paid, this isn't going to do it.
Right, Judge, and you know, I just represent Mr. Presley, and he is wanting to get this resolved, Judge. I can't. I don't know.
Your Honor, that was communicated to me by Mr. Lynch that he may have been unaware of when Mr. Presley was released. Your Honor, the state will defer to the court.
Don't do it, because I don't know how to do this.
The state will defer to the court because the idea is that the victim is made whole from what she came out of pocket with the deductible.
I get that, Ms. Ponder, but I don't know how to make that happen. Maybe somebody from probation. Let's ask Ms. Gilkey how this is supposed to run.
Judge.
And what are the limits to that? Because I could take his plea and then hold off sentencing for 6 months, and then he gets the same sentence. I've done that before. We do it when we do probation revocations. I mean, not probation, but when we do DUIs and we're sending them to DUI court. So I could take his plea, suspend sentencing, set sentencing for a later date, 6 months ahead, and then that might get him closer to his release date.
The state is fine with that, Your Honor, as indicated.
I just don't know how I'm going to ensure that I can get Mr. Presley back before the court.
I mean, I don't care if I do it on a PIA. But the problem is, if the intent is to get this woman paid, this is not going to do it, because what if he stays in jail another year? That entire sentence is going to run.
Judge, another thing, I mean, I believe restitution is intended to make the victim whole, but there's also a factor of the defendant's ability to pay. Mr. Presley clearly has no ability to pay anything from prison. So, I mean, I'm not sure that there's anything we're going to be able to do that guarantees.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Mr. Presley, I'm going to sentence you to 12 months to serve 60 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be probated for payment of restitution in the amount of $1,000. The court recognizes that Mr. Presley is under a sentence with the Department of Correction, the State Department of Corrections. Should Mr. Presley be released anytime before 12 months from now, then he will still have to pay the restitution on the probation, and probation will terminate upon payment. Okay, and counts 2 and 3 will run concurrent with count 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All righty. All right, Mr. Presley, thank you. Thank you to whoever assisted Mr. Presley with this.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Lynch for Ms. Riley. Ms. Riley, are you on? She may have been released because I told Mr. She was having trouble with her. She did what I asked her to do, which was to attempt her to get in her GED's information in line, but she needs to do a couple other things. And so I've given her another 30 days to get those things taken care of because she is trying to get the GED process underway. And so she's met my first requirement. So I'm going to release her at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I've completed an appointment order so that we'll represent her going forward at the next probation revocation.
Okay, no problem. All right, so are we ready to go forward? We have, let me go over the calendar again. Abgita Mike, that is continued for 1 week for medicine management. Bonds is a not guilty. Brooks is a not guilty. Bryant is a transfer. Hambrick is continued to 3-4. So we have a plea for Kevin Marquise Hill.
Yes,
And I
Judge.
thought we wanted to do the males first.
Yeah, well, I did say
That's-
that. We are ready to go forward on Mr. Hill, though, Judge. Certainly.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, well, if we do after this one, if we do this.
Your Honor.
And then I'll talk to Ms. Isabel and do hers.
Yes.
If
And Judge, I know I did say males first, but.
Hold on. Somebody's talking to me, Mr. Lynch. Who's calling me?
It's me, Your Honor, with probation.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't see my whole screen. So go ahead. Ms. James?
Just needed to speak to Mr. Presley, if we could be placed on a breakout room.
Is Mr. Presley, did he go?
It looks like they logged off, Judge.
I'm sorry, Miss James. We'll get him, we'll get a message to the prison that he needs to see probation intake when he gets out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry. Next time, speak up ahead of time because if I'm in the midst of it and I'm trying to get it figured out, when I say maybe probation knows, that's your time.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
I'm just messing with you, Miss James. Thank you, though. All right, so when I'm ready on Hill, whenever y'all are ready. Miss James, I know what I don't know. I'm clear on that.
When I don't know, Your Honor, I'll defer to the court.
I know. And then I say, I don't know. Let me ask probation, the expert. All right, Mr. Hill, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
I do.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're before the court on 20, you can put your hand down, sir. You're before the court on 2025 CR 01387 for Kevin Marquise Hill, obstruction of an officer. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Lynch, what is your client pleading to this offense?
Judge, she'll plead guilty today.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about February the 10th of 2025, while assigned to the Clayton County Jail, Deputy Rudy, R-U-D-Y Davis, responded to Housing Unit 4 for 3 non-compliant inmates that were preventing Section 2 slide door from closing. Upon arrival, he observed multiple inmates begin to run away from Section 2 slide door. At that time, Lieutenant K. Cruz, K-R-E-W-S, entered Housing Unit 4 tower to relieve Officer D. Samuel so that he could identify all 3 inmates that were non-compliant. All 3 inmates were placed into handcuffs behind the back and escorted out from Section 2 to the catwalk. The defendant was escorted by Officer T. Jacobs. While awaiting outside Section 2 on the catwalk for further instructions from Lieutenant Cruz or Captain R. Grady, Deputy Davis observed the defendant aggressively snatch away from Officer T. Jacobs, causing her to lose her grip. The defendant then positioned his back against the tower glass in a defensive stance and continued to actively resist by pulling away. Your Honor, those are the facts of the case. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 15 days community time served, balance suspended, and a fine of $300 to be suspended.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Judge. We would ask the court accept the state's recommendation at this time.
Mr. Hill, how old are you, sir?
I'm 27.
Mr. Hill, you don't want to spend the rest of your life in an orange jumpsuit. You don't. Start thinking about what you want to do with your life. Start thinking about changes you need to make so you're not in the Clayton County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Even if you don't have any support, find some jobs. Find some jobs. There are jobs out here. People say there aren't, but they are. If you're a diligent and consistent and you show up every day, they're going to pay you because they need people to show up every day and do the job. There's jobs on construction crews. There are jobs everywhere around that people don't seem to want to do. Find a job and stay on track, Mr. Hill. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I know I'm making it sound easy because it's not. You know, there's probably a whole bunch of things I'm not taking into consideration, but it is easier than going to jail. Okay? All right. So I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 15 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be suspended. A fine of $300 suspended. You can go back with the sheriff's office. Think about what I told you. You're going to be 40 before you know it. You don't want to spend the rest of your life bouncing back and forth between jails.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next is, do we need a male or the 2 females?
Judge, if we could do Miss
Isabel?
Mosley, and I'm going to talk to Miss Isabel, and then we'll be ready to go on that. We should be
All right.
for everything else.
Star Day, Michelle Mosley.
Your Honor, for the court situation awareness, I will be handling the Mosley case as well as the Flanagan case.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Additionally on the calendar is Jacayla Bryant. The state transferred that case, but she has been brought up this morning. Do you
Okay.
wish to address her and tell her what that means for her case moving forward?
Yeah, just give me, you want to do Mosley first, or you want to talk me to talk to Bryant first? That's
Right.
Miss Mosley.
And we're ready to go forward with Miss Mosley, Your Honor.
Miss Mosley, we're not even going to have this conversation because I told you the last 10 times you've been before me, I told you, get your life together. Stop coming back here. And now somebody wrote me a long, long letter, which I did not read because that's ex parte, but I sent it to the lawyers on both sides. So there's somebody who obviously cares about you, but I'm gonna need you to get your life together because they can care about you as much as they want to. If you're not doing what you need to do, if you're not staying compliant, then you're not gonna be able to move forward in life. The stuff that we talked about earlier, Mr. Taylor probably wasn't even here when we first started having these conversations. But I'm going to need you. Now we've added weapons possession. Come on. This is stupid stuff. We've had these conversations before. Marijuana, 1 ounce or less, open container. This is stupid stuff. We've had these discussions before. If you want to sit in your house and chief, and you want to sit in your house and drink, nobody's going to come to your house looking for that. But when you get out in the street and somebody sees you doing this stuff, or if you're in a car and there's an open container, you know all day, every day. And for those of you who are not aware, me and Mrs. Mosley go way back. We've had this conversation before. And I'm tired of having it. You got somebody who's willing to advocate on your behalf, track me down, wrote me this long letter, all on your behalf. And here you are back on some stupid foolishness. This is dumb, just dumb. And I'm gonna just be honest. This stuff is dumb because you know better. And I'm gonna fuss at you like I would fuss at my sons because I have treated you that way since you first came to this court. Let's get you out of this cycle and get you on track to do what you need to do. Incredible artist. Have talents you haven't even, that you are just beginning to explore, but you won't get it together with this foolishness. And I'm gonna fuss at you because you know how I feel. You got somebody, after all of the struggle, you now have somebody in your corner who is pulling for you. And this tells me you're not pulling for yourself. Foolishness. All right. So, Ms. Mosley, you're before the court on case 2021 CR 08505. And the case is so old, you didn't even show up for the arraignment. That's why there's a bench warrant.
Your Honor, Ms. Mosley informed me that the notice for court went to an old address, even though she had been to the court and updated or to the clerk's office because she had subsequent cases that were resolved. She didn't get notice of this particular case when it came up for arraignment, so that's why she had the outstanding bench warrant. She has turned her life around since you addressed her last. We had a long conversation about that. Again, this is an old case. It's at least 4 years old based on the case date. The incident date might be older than that. As you said, probably precedes me being in your courtroom on either side. But after speaking with Ms. Mosley, she appreciates both your instructions and the circumstances that find her here. And I explained to her she's just got to keep on top of any open cases, any situation where she may be called back to the courtroom so that she can receive proper notice. She didn't intend to miss this. However, she does wish to resolve this case based on the state's recommendation. Also, based on the circumstances, this was a traffic stop. Rather, I should say, not a traffic stop, but a roadblock, a traffic check, where she was driving somebody that was incapacitated, but the car belonged to the person and the items within the car also belonged to the person that she was driving.
Ms. Mosley?
Ma'am.
Tell me what we have done since we last met. Tell me what you're doing now.
I got my own business now. I really haven't been in trouble. Like he said, I had went to go pick somebody else up and I was coming back home. I went through a roadblock. My girlfriend at the time, she was drunk, so I had to go pick her up. And when I went to pick her up, she had smoked in the car and stuff. And when I went through the roadblock, I was the one that was driving. And the weapon was hers. So because I was driving, they was like, everything was mine. But she was in the back seat, asleep, and they took me to jail. And that's how it happened. But I really haven't been in trouble since.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this though.
What I've been doing, as I said before, I have my own pressure washing business now. I started working at a job with my grandmother. That's who's sitting in the back there. That's pretty much all I've been doing is trying to get my business up off the ground.
Okay, hold on. You said you working a job with your grandmama. The last time we talked, you really didn't have any family support. So you and your grandmama back?
Yep, she's here.
Grandma?
Can you stand up?
My mom was supposed to be here, but my grandma came in her place.
That's all right.
You're her grandmother? Yes, Your Honor. Grandmother's here in the courtroom today.
Ma'am, the reason I'm asking is because Ms. Mosley and I have been going through this for some time. But the one thing I can say is I can look at Miss Mosley and see the improvement in her. I'm a fuss at her. She knows that every time she comes before me, she gonna get some smoke. But she also knows that if I see her doing better, I'm gonna appreciate that. You look healthier, you sound better, you've made a connection with your grandmother that you didn't have before. You just mentioned your mom. You have never mentioned a connection with your mom before.
It's
You-
better than ever now. She was supposed to be here today. She wanted to, but she couldn't. So my grandma came in place. So, I can say I got a village now.
Miss Mosley, the only problem I have is I hate seeing you like this. Like this could have been cleared up a while ago, but I hate seeing you in a green jumpsuit. Sometimes you can just come into my courtroom and say hi and let me know you're doing okay without having to go through the jail system. We clear?
I emailed you like some years ago, but you never emailed me back.
I don't think I got it.
You email me, I will make sure the judge gets it.
Okay.
But I'm proud of you because I can see the improvement in you just looking at your skin. Just looking at your face and how clear your face is and how clear your eyes are and how you look like you have energy. So I'm proud of you, not because you missed this court date and we have to go through this again, but we'll get it done. But I'm proud of you that you've done what I asked you to do, which was to get yourself stable and then see if you could reconnect with some of your family. And you've done that.
Well, remember you told me, you said you're gonna sit me down and I had to do the 7 months. I was telling him, I was like, you told me I was gonna be mad at you, but I was like, that probably really helped me because that's when I did that time that you gave me. And then that's when I was just like, yeah, it's time to get it together.
Thank you. How old are you now?
28.
Yep. Yep. This is the time when you start really thinking about your life and things start getting serious and you start thinking about where you want to go. First of all, you got a pressure washing business. When I tell you that, that's boss right there because yeah, that's a business that people need. Trust me. And to be able to manage that and to do that kind of job and to think outside the box, a lot of women wouldn't think, oh, well, I can do pressure washing. Think outside the box. Go where the need is. So I'm proud of you for that. But are you still doing your art?
Not really.
Why?
Because I'm more so like, I don't know what I'm like. I'm an entrepreneur. I do whatever. So I breed dogs. I'm a videographer, photographer. So I don't just do one thing. I do multiple things anything that can really make me money. So I'm a jack of all trades.
I get that, but your art can make you money. I've seen what you can do. Don't abandon that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't abandon that because the art feeds the soul. All this other stuff is money. But the art feeds something in you. That's a creativity that you have to explore and to keep that foundation. Don't abandon your art. All right? All right. So what's the plea for Miss Sade Mosley, who I affectionately call one of my babies?
Your Honor, we'd ask the court to accept a nolo contendere plea given the circumstances of the case. Otherwise, we still accept the state's recommended sentence on the matter.
Okay, what's the state recommending?
You want to do the factual basis, Your Honor, or just go straight to the recommendation?
Recommendation.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Count 1, non-pros. Count 2, 12 months to serve, 10 days, balance suspended. And count 3, a fine of $200 to be suspended.
All right, how much time has she already sent it?
Your Honor, she's been in custody since February 14th, so that should be 10 days or 11.
Okay, so I'll let you do the no-los on counts 2 and 3. On count 2, 12 months, 10 days, credit for time served, balance suspended as long as you have no new violations. And on count 3, $200 fine suspended. All right, so I applaud you. I applaud your entrepreneurial spirit. My husband always says you got to have multiple streams of income, but do not lose your art, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I applaud the fact that you have made a connection with your family. I'm glad that they see in you what I saw in you is a good-hearted person. Yeah, you mess up, but you're still good-hearted.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm glad they're finally realizing that you just needed a little support. You needed to get it together. Okay. I'm glad to see that they're in your corner.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
And is it a girlfriend or a wife who wrote me?
Girlfriend. She's here
All
too.
All right. What we doing with that? We trying to connect permanently? If so, you know, I marries people. She sounds like good
Connect them
people.
permanently. Connect
All
them.
right. Bring her up. Let me see her.
I'm making better choices, and you told me to make better choices.
I sure did. I sure did. I should have just told her to make better choices. Let me see this better choice. Hello, ma'am.
How are you?
Good. All right. Thank you for supporting my friend here. She and I have been going through this for a long time, but I've seen incredible growth in her. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Miss Mosley.
She will be processed out later.
You can go back with the sheriff's office. You leaving today.
Thank you.
And don't forget one of them jackets, like you know, you need to start selling those again.
Okay.
All right. I'm serious.
Reminder, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Oh, Lord, when your babies come back. There's growth there. I'm appreciative of that. Who's next?
Judge, I would like to do Miss Isabel next.
Okay, is Isabel her last name? Because at least it looks like all three names are first names. Hassana, Denise, Isabel. So what do I?
I believe Isabel is her last name. That's how I've been.
That I just wanted to be clear on the record, because I don't like messing up people's names, and I want to make sure the record is clear.
Can we do Miss Isabel?
Ms. Lynch, were you here when Miss Mosley was one of my frequent flyers?
He looks familiar, but I don't know. I don't believe I handled it, so I'm not 100%.
Yeah. I'm proud. I'm actually proud. A little choked up.
You're gonna stand right next to me. See the judge up there if this goes out.
All right, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. So now I just don't want to get your name wrong. So I have Hassana Denise Isabel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you're before the court on case 2025 CR 01377. Lister and Holt, Mr. Lynch is representing you. You're before the court for battery, family violence, count 1, battery, count 2, simple battery, family violence, count 3, simple battery, count 4, and cruelty to children, count 5. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, I believe it'll just be a guilty plea to count 2 battery, based on my discussions with Ms. Hagler.
All right, and counts 1, 3, and 4 will merge?
So I believe count 1 would, I'm sorry, Ms. Hagler.
Yeah, that's correct. And then there's also a count 5 too.
Yeah.
That one will not merge. What is she doing on count 5, the cruelty to children?
Well, but my understanding is that since we're not going forward on battery, family violence, cruelty to children is for allowing someone to witness a family violence battery.
No.
That's why I had expected that to be null.
I thought cruelty to children was allowing somebody to witness a battery or a violence.
Correct. So it'll be it would be in this case the battery, if we're not crossing the battery family violence. Because the child was still there.
The way it's accused, it does accuse that it's a family violence battery, and I could.
And you're
she's
correct.
Fine to go forward with the plea, Judge. We can plead to count 5.
All right. Well, okay. I'll accept a no process on count 5 based on the way.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's
All
correct,
right, Your Honor. Thank you.
So factual basis and recommendation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. On or about February the 4th of 2025, Officer K. Burgess and Corporal L. Moriarty, M as in Mary, ORIATY, were dispatched to 4265 Thurman Road, Clayton County, Georgia, regarding a fight between two females, specifically the victim, Maddie Woods, and the defendant. Upon the officer's arrival, they spoke with the victim, who stated that while her daughter, Narissa, Naris, as in Sam A, Barnadeo, B as in boy, Arnadao, was using the bathroom, she was told that the defendant had gotten in her face and pointed her finger in her face. The victim, Ms. Wood, stated that she went to confront the defendant, and that's when she was struck in the face and forehead using a closed fist, causing swelling to the forehead and cuts and scratches to her face. Photographs were taken of the victim's face and forehead, and were documented regarding her injuries. At that time, the officer determined the defendant was a primary aggressor, and the defendant was placed under arrest and charged accordingly. Those are the facts of the case. Your Honor, count 1 will be malprause. Count 2, 12 months probation, 40 hours of community service, a fine of $300 to be suspended, anger management. Count 3 and 4 will merge into count 2, and then count 5, the state is not crossing, Your Honor.
All right, where was this?
So, Your Honor, this happened at the Cavalry Refuge Center, which is a center that does faith-based housing, temporary housing, and emergency shelter. The alleged victim in this case was someone who was availing themselves to these services. My client is in the same situation. She's 27 years old, Judge. She is homeless. She does have issues that she's dealing with, but from speaking to Miss Isabel, and she does want to take responsibility for her part in this. She has a slightly different version of how the dispute escalated than what's reflected in the police report, Judge. However, my understanding is Miss Isabel has no violent history, and we are asking the court, and I have discussed this extensively as far as the benefits and drawbacks of doing this, but we are asking the court to take this under first offender. She is eligible based on my understanding. She is homeless, but she's intelligent, and I believe she can get herself.
This is my question, because I know you said that she was struggling with a lack of housing and stability. The issue that I have is we're talking about an anger management class, which is going to cost money, and which is going to require her to be able to be able to take it. I don't know whether she has a smartphone and can take it by video, or whether it's something she would have to travel to, but I don't like setting people up for failure. So are those things that she can manage?
I will let Miss Isabel speak, but before I do, I would just say, Judge, I don't want to set anybody up for failure either, but I do believe that Miss Isabel can make that happen. If you could maybe speak to that a little bit.
I say, prior to that, I signed myself up for anger management classes.
Okay.
I signed up, and where I was just waiting till they came available during the day to take them classes with other classes, to get myself back together. That's all thing I was trying to do in my life, to gain stability. I'm very remorseful.
What part of New York you from, Mrs. Bell?
I'm not from New York.
You sound like, where you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
New Jersey, okay. I knew it was a northern, I was here in the north.
I've never been in trouble, and
No, I get it, Mrs. Bell. Let me ask you this. Where's your base of support? Like, do you have any family anywhere that can help you?
I believe last time I talked to my family was a year ago, and I believe they're in Columbia, Georgia. I'm trying to get in touch with them now, but this is not me.
I got you.
It's not me at all.
Do you have, you don't have a current number for any of them?
I have a number, but I don't know if it's up to date. for my sister. I've been trying to get in touch with my sister for the longest though. Like it wasn't easy though. It just
Okay. Do you have any other siblings or parents here?
I have two sisters. One of my sisters down here in Columbus, and I have another sister, I believe she's still in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully you will be able to get in contact with them. Before you leave the jail, you might want to ask the chaplains about any services they have that will kind of give you like the transition between coming out of jail and what you do next. So they may have some services that can help you. You may have the ability to get on a computer at the library or at one of these services and do a Google search for one of your sisters, because strangely enough, people are really easy to find because a lot of people have social media and they post things. And so if you know names that are connected to your sisters, if they have social media, you may be able to find your siblings' social media. So that's one way. But check with the chaplains before you leave the jail to see if there's anything they can do to assist you with getting in contact with your family. Because sometimes it takes just a little bit of help from the people who know you and love you. And if we can get back in contact with them, sometimes we can make that next step to getting better. Get it, and by better, I mean getting back into stability, getting a job, getting where we can take care of ourselves without having to be on the streets or be, in a situation where we're vulnerable. Okay.
I've been asking for the longest to even to get my information. I know everything get busy, but I'm just being patient.
I got you. So yeah, see if you can get the information to get a contact with one of the chaplains and get in touch with one of the agencies here, either in Clayton County or in Atlanta, that might help you start the process of getting back on your feet. If nothing else, you can always go to the public library and use one of their computers. And if you do that, sometimes just like I said, a simple Google search will help you locate people who can get you in touch with the folk that you need to get in touch with. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Isabel, I wish you well. Let me go ahead. I'm going to accept your, yes,
I was just gonna ask, would you consider waiving probation fees in this case?
I would. I'm going to accept your plea of, sorry, move the paperwork. Okay, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1, 3, and 4 will merge. Count 5 will be no pros. I'll send you to 12 months probation, 40 hours of community service. The $300 fine will be suspended. You're to take an anger management class, and probation supervision fees will be suspended. And you can go back with the sheriff's office credit for time served.
Count 1 is being non-process as well, the battery family violence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Count 1 will be no process. And I'll take this under first offender statute so that if you successfully complete the anger management class and you show proof of having completed anger management, then your probation will terminate and you will not have an adjudication of guilt. Okay. All right. So take care. I wish you well, Miss Isabel. I hope that you're able to connect with somebody who's able to help you get your steps back up. Okay. All right, take care. All right, if I'm not mistaken, the last case that we have pending is Swanigan.
You just haven't done it, you signed up for it. You should just make.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, y'all knocked it out. So y'all gonna send me right back into that trial, huh?
I think we do still have Swanigan, right?
Yes.
Do Swanigan. Oh, Judge, Miss Bryant, she is here. I don't know if it would be appropriate.
Oh, bring her out. Yeah, I'll
bring her
talk to
out
her.
and tell her what's going on with her case, because
Yeah, that's fine.
he wasn't really. Yeah. We can just do that right after Mr. Swanigan, and then I think we're done.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Your Honor, for the court duration running, this would be non-negotiated.
Okay.
Swanigan. And then we're gonna bring out Bryant just real quick, just to tell her what's going on. Oh, she's already back? Oh, you talk, okay, never mind. It's all right. They already brought Miss Bryant back, but I believe we've explained to her what's going on. Yeah. Appreciate that.
All right, Mr. Swanigan, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Swear.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. You're before the court on 2025 CR 01355 Deontay Swanigan for criminal trespass. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holton, Dennis. Mr. Lynch is with you at the podium. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense of criminal trespass?
Judge, he pleads guilty.
All right, by entering a plea of guilty, sir, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
I do, ma'am.
Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about February the 3rd of 2025, Officer Edward Rabb, R-A-B-B, was dispatched to the atrium located at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, 6000 North Terminal Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, Clayton County. He was dispatched to the atrium in reference to the defendant who was seen urinating on the sidewalk. While on patrol in the atrium, a caller had flagged down Officer Edward Rabb. The caller advised that the defendant was sitting at a table in the food court. The officer approached the defendant and asked him if he had urinated outside just a few minutes ago. The defendant stated yes. At that time, the defendant was detained and taken to the precinct with Officer Rabb. At that time, the Officer Rabb did check the file cabinet, and it was determined the defendant did have a criminal trespass warning located under his name. The file revealed that the defendant was issued a criminal trespass on September 29th of 2024 under case number 2427-38025. At that time, the defendant was placed into custody over the facts of the case. Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 90 days, balance suspended. The defendant is to stay away and to not return to the incident location unless for official business. And the reason for the state's recommendation is the fact that, again, he was given a previous criminal trespass warning in which he failed to take heed to that warning. And also he was observed urinating on the outside of the airport. And the state has no objection to the defendant getting credit since the day of arrival. Thank you.
So, Judge, would ask the court to sentence Mr. Swanigan to, rather than the 90 days that the state is asking for, 30 days. Mr. Swanigan, the state referenced the criminal trespass warning, but I have not aware of any previous criminal trespass charges at the airport. Mr. Swanigan was cooperative with the officers. I've explained to him that he's not going to be able to return to the airport without official business. But I think that the 90 days is a bit excessive considering he hasn't been previously criminally charged for trespassing at the airport. And based on him being cooperative, no obstruction, no kind of violence, Judge. So that's what I would ask. And of course, he's entitled by law to get credit for the time he's already served. So we appreciate this.
If you're asking for what, I'm sorry, what length of time?
30 days.
All right. Does Mr. Swanigan, who's been here before, does he have a place to go? What's his status? What's going on?
At the time, Your Honor, I kind of just didn't know. I was just innocent at the time, and what I mean, I was just minding my business. I hadn't really known I was gonna get like into disorderly conduct with no law attorneys or nothing. Yes, ma'am. I was just simply going to return home back to A&T, North Carolina.
All right. Mr. Swanigan, 12 months to serve 60 days, credit since the date of lockup. Balance will be suspended as long as you do not go back to Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport without a ticket to travel on that day or business at the airport. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can go back with the sheriff's office. And now Miss Bryant.
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry. She's already been taken back down, but we did explain to her that her case has been transferred.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
Yeah.
No problem.
And I explained that she would receive another attorney. And
Arraignment and attorney. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Lynch, y'all. Thank you all, Ms. Hagler, Ms. Ponder, and everybody else. You did a great job getting me ready to go back into trial. And I will see you all later. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thanks. Bye.